Hello guys, how are you all doing? So this is the video that I was planning to make for a long time. So the title of this video would be What's Next for Jake Paul? If you don't know Jake Paul, Jake Paul is a American YouTube boxer. I got you there. I said YouTube boxer. Okay, I'm not funny. No, he's not a YouTube boxer. Yes, yesterday he lost to Tommy Fury. If you don't know, yesterday in Saudi Arabia, the fight happened. Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul, and Jake Paul lost by split decision. So what do I think about the decision? Um, I think it was a draw, but fair play. So it was a split decision, and I think the rematch is gonna happen. So obviously, this video's topic is what's next for Jake Paul. I I had this video in my plan for a long time, and now I'm making this video because the fight happened. Yes, I'm kind of shocked. Tommy Fury was better than I thought. I thought Jake Paul was gonna knock out Tommy Fury. I mean, he did knock down Tommy Fury, but he didn't knock out Tommy Fury. Jake Paul did overpower Tommy Fury but didn't outbox Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury did outbox Jake Paul in that fight. Fair play to Tommy Fury and Bambi, his daughter. She's she's gonna be. I don't think she knows anything. Like she's like months old. She doesn't care if her dad won or nothing. But if she gets older, when she's like old, and I think she would be kind of proud that like her dad fought for her. Okay, out of topic, but yes. So what's next for Jake Paul? I think the next is the rematch. I think now Jake Paul's trying to get the rematch, the Tommy Fury rematch, as quick as possible. If he can't get the rematch as soon, obviously the KSI fight is in hand of Jake Paul, but I don't think KSI would fight Jake Paul. Sorry, I know KSI won't fight Tommy Fury or Jake Paul. He's just too scared. KSI, all he does is talk. He said like he would beat Tommy Fury and Jake Paul both, but I'm telling you, he's not passing one round with both of them or each of them. Obviously, sorry for my bad English. My native language isn't English, but I have to make this video in English because it's an international video. So yeah, Nate Diaz. We have Nate Diaz, KSI, and okay, we don't have KSI. I don't think we have. I don't think KSI will fight Jake. And we have Tommy Fury rematch. Yeah, we don't have really like much people for Jake now. So okay, we have another question now. Is Jake Paul real boxer? I think like this question is very stupid for me because I knew Jake Paul was a real boxer when Jake beat Tyron Woodley for the first time. I remember at that time I don't think I was a fan of Jake Paul. I am a fan of Jake Paul, but I don't think I was in that time in the first like Jake Paul, first Tyron Woodley fight. Um, yeah. Well, the thing is that I don't know. I don't know. Like Tommy Fury did horrible against Anthony Taylor. Like not even MMA fighter, wannabe MMA fighter. In the same undercard of Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley first. I really didn't expect Tommy do this well and even beat Jake. I'm still kind of shocked. I still like can't believe like Tommy beat Jake Paul because if you see like previous fights of Tommy, he was horrible. Like I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. So okay, off topic. Yeah, the first Tyron Woodley fight, I was like, if Jake beats Tyron, he is a serious deal, and he would beat the fuck out of KSI. And I remember, and it was the obviously the time August 29th, 2021. um Dang, it's 2023. I didn't realize, but it's 2023 now. Almost 2 years has been passed since that fight. It seems like yesterday. Obviously that day, like obviously I live in the South Asia. So in South Asia, the time zone is very different than America. we have like night day difference, like 12-hour difference clock. So the fight obviously happened in I don't know, anytime at night in Cleveland, Ohio, United States. um, and it was morning for me. The fight happened in the morning for me. And I remember, for some reason I was very sick at that time. And I remember I literally woke up at like 2 p.m. and I just woke. I was sick as fuck. I was like, by sick I mean fever. I had a very bad fever. August 29th, um, Jake Paul Ryan Woodley first fight. I had a very bad sick, and I remember I woke up at 2 p.m. I was thinking that I would like literally spend the whole day laying on the bed because I was very bad. I need rest. But I literally woke up to fucking see the fucking fight. Obviously, the fight was over back then. Highlights. Then I like see, and then I searched on YouTube, like clicked it, and I was like, did Jake Paul win? Blah blah. Then I see the match. I was like, oh, he easily defeat the fuck out of like Tyron Woodley. And from that point, my guy, I became a Jake Paul fan. And I was like, yeah, Jake Paul is gonna beat the fuck out of KSI. So basically, me bringing that up is like saying that I knew Jake Paul was a real boxer even like 1.5, 2 years ago. So you don't need to ask me like, oh, Jake Paul is a real boxer or not. Oh, shut the fuck up! I already know he is from like 2021. He's a real boxer. I know that. So yeah, Jake Paul is a real boxer. This fight proves nothing about Jake Paul or Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury, at the end of the day, like, I'm not trying to discredit him, but he, in his own words and in his own family's words, he literally beated a YouTuber. Tommy, during the whole build-up of the fight, was saying, "Oh, Jake Paul is a YouTuber. He is a Disney princess. He would knock him out. He would play with Jake Paul." But the funny thing is, Tommy barely beat Jake Paul, and it was a bad day for Jake Paul. And he like cried like a bitch after he beat Jake Paul. Like, to be honest, I wouldn't have complained if he hasn't said, if Tommy haven't said stuff like, oh, Jake Paul is a YouTuber, Disney, blah blah blah. Then I don't understand. Like, he cried for like 10 minutes. He was very emotional. So we know like Jake Paul was a like, real matchup for Tommy, and Tommy even knew that it was gonna be very hard to him for beating. It was very hard for him to beat Jake Paul. This is not even end of Jake Paul. Many people are saying, "Oh, this is the end of Jake Paul. He will go to Disney." The funny thing is, Jake Paul only lost a split decision to a real bloodline fury, and he gets hated for like doing a split. He was a YouTuber 3 years ago, and after now 3 years, he's almost drawing with a fucking fury, and people doesn't want to give him a fair credit. It's fine, it's fine. Now let's kind of talk about my initial reaction on the fights. Obviously, um, I'm gonna be real. I can't afford the fight, so I didn't bought the fight. And I was trying to illegally watch it the whole yesterday night. It was like 5 a.m. in my country. Obviously, the time zone difference. I mean, the time zone would be more different if the fight would have happened in United States, but the fight happened in Saudi Arabia, so it doesn't matter. So it wasn't that difference. Of why do I get so off topic so fucking quickly? Okay, fuck it. What I was saying, yeah, why Jake Paul is deserved to be called a real boxer because he acts like a real boxer. Jake Paul has done a lot of stuff that a real boxer still couldn't do. So I don't think that's even a topic. Like, Jake Paul was a real boxer even before like fighting Tyron Woodley. So why you are asking this question now? And yeah, this is pretty much it. And this is all I about to say. Oh yeah, I was talking about my initial reaction of the fight. So I was watching the fight. Sorry, I was hearing the fight. I was watching the weight concept. Shout out to weight concept. I have a love-hate relationship with weight. Sometimes I agree with weight a lot. Sometimes I don't agree with weight a lot. But yeah, I watched it, and I remember like Jake lost the first 2 rounds, and I was kind of disappointed. But I was like, yo, Jake is gonna fucking come back. But wait, Jake won the 3 rounds. I was hyped. I was like, oh, Jake is coming back. Jake lost the fourth now round, and I was like, nah, Jake is losing. Yeah, Jake lost. Fine. That was my. I was kind of disappointed at first because at first I thought like Jake Paul was gonna literally like I thought like Tommy was like outboxing Jake. I mean, Tommy did outbox Jake, but sorry, I thought Tommy Fury was outclassing Jake, but that didn't happen. Tommy Fury just outboxed Jake by a little bit. That's why he won the split decision. But it wasn't. It was a close fight. It was a competitive close fight. So that's why I'm not kind of disappointed. Even though if it even wasn't like close fight, I would still be like as much as proud of Jake Paul as I was before, because Jake has gone so far. Nobody thought Jake would go that far. I still remember like getting kind of anxious. I remember like it was a Tyron Woodley second fight. Like Jake Paul was Tyron Woodley. That happened in like the December 18, 2021. That also seems like the bro yesterday. Okay. I was in a vacation. I was in a vacation, and I remembered like before like 1 or 2 hour of the fight, I was in a vacation. Like I was kind of, but I was getting anxiety. Like I get a lot of anxiety before like Jake Paul fights, and I was like, dude, if Jake loses to Tyron Woodley, it's gonna be bad. I was like saying that to myself, but I was also like saying that, oh, it doesn't matter if Jake loses this time because Jake already won at the first time. So if Jake loses this time, I mean the second Tyron Woodley fight, they would have a rematch again the third time. Then I just opened my Twitter after a few hours, I guess one or two, and I just see Jake Paul knocking the fucking coals out of Tyron Woodley. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like thinking like I'm in a like different world. I was thinking like I'm in a script. I'm in a movie of Jake Paul. I'm in a series of Jake Paul, like a real life series. Like I was just seeing this kid Jake Paul just winning. He was winning every fight that people said he couldn't in an amazing fashion. And at that time I was like, dude, I'm never gonna like doubt Jake. And then 2021 came in. And to be honest, 2022 wasn't a great year for Jake Paul. I still think 2021 was the best year for Jake Paul. Unprecedented. Jake Paul had 3 4 fights. He made a name for himself in 2021, earned $40 million from boxing. Like 2021 was the best year for Jake Paul by far. That's not even a topic, like not even like argument. So, I mean, this is just the start of 2023. We can just say that. I hope this year is gonna be even better for Jake than 2021. But I'm gonna say like beating like topping 2021 is gonna be a hard thing. But yeah, let's just hope for the best. 2022 wasn't the best year for Jake Paul, and also not for me. It was the most worst year for me. Uh, yeah, like Jake Paul, yeah, baited Anderson Silva, but 2022, like he had one fight. We can't really call that a really good fight. Like, and I also remember before the Anderson Silva fight, at the night I was like laying in the bed. It was few months ago. I was like thinking that I was kind of convinced that like Jake won't win against Anderson Silva because I was just like seeing things. I was like, oh, Anderson Silva beats Savage Jr. He's a world champion. So Anderson Silva technically is a world champion of boxing himself. Because he has beaten world champions. So I was like, no way Jake is beating like Anderson Silva. He's gonna lose. Then I woke up and see Jake outboxing the fuck out of Anderson Silva, knocking down Anderson Silva. I was I was like, this kid Jake Paul has nothing more to win. He already, like Jake said, already won in life. So this is all I gotta say. Yeah, congrats to Jake, congrats to Tommy. Both are real boxers, and yeah, that's it. Oh, and like some bloopers I gotta mention of the event. So At the end of the day, at the end of the event, Tommy didn't took the bet. If you don't know, the bet was like if Jake would pay Tommy double if he loses, and if Tommy loses, Jake won't pay anything. And Tommy didn't really sign the contract. He said he would. He didn't say it. His dad said. John said. He really didn't say it. But at the end of the day, he didn't really took the bet, and people just like kind of ignore it. But it really doesn't matter. Maybe Tommy wasn't very confident in himself, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he got the W. But it's funny to me, like the Tommy Fury camp was giving like stupid excuses. Like they were saying, "Oh, we're in Saudi Arabia. We can't really bet, you know that, right?" Like Tommy Fury's camp was saying that to Jake Paul, and Jake Paul was like, "Dude, I literally contracted like this Prince of Saudi." And he said yes. So who the fuck are you to say what is acceptable here and what is not? So that was kind of funny. Another thing. Oh, no, that's pretty much it. Oh, and yeah, Jake gave Bambi, like Tommy's little newborn daughter, a fucking designer. Everybody kind of like ignore it. Like I swear, all the nice thing Jake does, everybody ignores it. But if Jake does a little bit of bad thing, he didn't even try to do it, but it just happened. They would just jump on Jake's ass to fucking kill him. That's the reality of like haters, keyboard warriors, and online in general. Yeah, that's all I got to say for this video. Jake Paul's, I know like haters gonna be mad, but Jake's career didn't even started yet. You gotta see a lot. You gotta see a lot coming. Maybe, maybe at one time you would see Jake Paul being a world champion. Oh yeah, another thing. Tommy Fury keeps saying like he would be a world champion. What do I think about it? To be honest, fuck it, go for it. I think Tommy Fury has a chance to become a world champion. Because he's great. Like Tommy Fury is great, by the way, and I think Jake has also like potential to be a world champion. I think Jake and Tommy Fury, people really underestimate these two people. And yeah, fair play to Tommy. He won. I literally said it like 10 times. Bro, I'm done. This video is like 18 minutes. Bye bye. Yeah, I hope the best for Jake Paul. This is the start of Jake Paul. Bye.